Yeah, sorry guys, I had telephone speaking. So we stopped at renaming this file to main.js. And if I go to npm run build now, you will see most likely in the editor, here's my created JavaScript file now. So I call it rename it bundle.js and I will remove it here. Just a small info, I put the bundle.js here on our gitignore file, so it's grayish, and this greenish means that Git wants to add it to the repository, but it's not important at this very moment for us. So I would like to show you something what is very interesting in this index.js thing, because you can consider this entry point, index.js point, as the highest point of our application in JavaScript. Everything that you will find here will be brought in the output to the bundle.js file and will be available on the project. So let's do a test, okay? I would like you to create a file called test.js, right? And here we go for export const test, for example, let's say console log is the only true answer, anything, the only true answer to all questions is 42. So, what will happen? Nothing at this very moment. In just a moment, I want to restart my server. I will open the command line, and as you see, I'm waiting for localhost. So what is happening? I have this file in my project, this JavaScript file, but nothing happens with it, right? Because I'm not importing it. So if I go to import, test from directory test, you can call it JS or not, it's smart enough, let's call it JS, why not? So what do you think will happen? Well, it will be contained in our bundle.js, and so it will be available in the project now. What means? What I did is I had this file, and it had some functionality, helper functionality whatsoever, and I imported this at the very top of my component. So it was executed as console log, and so we saw it. So this is what happens. Everything we want to have inside our project, every functionality, every JSX component, anything, needs to be included or imported in some ways. I'm using the keyword const here. It is not JavaScript, it is not vanilla JavaScript. And here we now come to this bubble RC, because as we see in the webpack config, excuse me, we have this loaders here, and the bubble RC is transpiling the code we are writing. We are actually in the React world, we are writing a lot of ECMAScript 6 code, or also known as ECMAScript 2015, what is the year in which was it released, and it's a transpiler. I will show you now how transpilers are working. I really like to work with Bubble.js, but let me show you how it works, okay? So this is a REPL, an online REPL, where you can, I put something here on screen to just show it, but I will remove anything and copy paste my stuff from, where's my test.js file there? So I'm going to copy this and put it in here. And as you can see what is happening, I have this really comfortable keywords. It's like brings us keyword for const or let. It makes scoping much easier. And now you can see the presets here. Oh, I will enlarge the browser a little bit so you can see better. You know, here we have my presets. I have selected the presets I also selected from my project. As you can see, I have ECMAScript 2015, Stage 1 and React. And that is here in my Babel RC, it's pretty much the same. So what it means is that it transpiles my test.js here from export const keyword to valid ECMAScript 5, what is readable in every browser, I think, down to like Internet Explorer 8 or something like this. So let's check it in the source. Therefore, I go to network bundle.js, and as you might think of, the bundle.js is the Webpack. And here I will search for this console log. My computer is a little bit slow on recording. I hope it didn't die. No, but something is not right here. Just give me a second to solve my technical problems. Reopen localhost. Open the command line. Open the JavaScript files. Opening the bundle.js. And now let's find the true answer. It should be there somewhere. Oh, it's da. Here, there we can see it. So when we wrote here const, what happened is that the transpiler made valid ECMAScript 5 out of it. So you can play around with this. I think it might be good to inspect some, yesterday in preparation of this course. I think I lost it now. I have written some React.js. Yeah, it's gone, no problem. We will rewrite it later. And so I think we covered anything that is so important. I think I can remove this test file, or let's let it here, but I will remove it from the import. And I think we are fine now to create our very first React component. So to do so, I would like you to go into source, and usually we have this folder structure in projects. You can have your own folder structure. I suggest you to go with the one that it's recommended for React projects. To do so, we create a new folder. We call it components. And in this components folder, we will create a new file called app.js. So, yeah, I will show you the first very easy way to create a React component, right? So to do so, we will import React from our node modules, from React, and then we go for const. We need to name the thing we want. I will go for a functional component here, and I will return a diff. As you might see, this is JSX. I think I should rename this whole thing to JSX, right? So As you see here, we have a language mode for JavaScript React, and you can install packages for JSX, so the syntax highlighting is better. So I go for JSX here. And in this JSX file, I go to say hello world from my functional app component. So, nice. And in my index.js, I'm going to import this. I'm going to import app from components app, and I want to make use of it here in my render. So I will remove this and I will bring up this. So let's see what's happening. I'm going to restart just in case of security, or not security, but to make sure everything's working fine. And then, oh, yellow screen, what's happening? Recreate. Sure, I think I've forgotten to export my component, right? So we need to export default app here. One thing for later matters, I would suggest to also to export the cons. It's pretty good for testing purposes. If we go for one export default and one export cons, but you don't need to do it, you can remove it. But for a later matter that you've heard of it, it will be relevant if we want to try testing our components. So I will give it a reload. And there I have my my hello world from the functional component, right? Cool. So now, as we did this, I want to show you something different. For this I commented out. I want to show you another way to create a component. This component is considered or named a class-based component. To do so, I will import the component export of React, and then I write something like class app extends component. And usually we would go for constructor here, but I will only do it as constructor will go here. It's interesting, so you know, if you come from the object-oriented programming style, that you can see the constructor will be here, and then we will have this method, this render method, and in this render method we will return div, and we will say, let's say hello world from my class-based component. Good to go. So this time we will not forget to export it. Default app, and it should work nearly the same now. If I really, yeah, as you can see here, hello world from my class-based component, or better, hello world from my functional component. I personally like to go for the app with class-based components. I think functional components should be stateless. This is a discussion we will cover a little bit later. So you can do it your way. I just wanted to show you that both of these things are possible. I, in person, really prefer this class-based approach. I think it has very much, it's just better, I think. So there's one little thing I would like to show you to, we created the style already, right? And now what I want to do is I want to import, or I want to use something that is called Bootstrap. You know, this looks very ugly on this page, and I want to make it a little bit prettier. So I'm going to visit the Bootstrap CDN. This is what I'm looking for, Bootstrap CDN, and here I will copy this, oh no. Let's go for get Bootstrap, getting started downloads. This is the site we want to go to, so please go with me. Let's go to the site https://getbootstrap.com. I will enlarge the screen a little bit for you to read better. And there I clicked on Introduction. And here we have this link. It's already prepared for us, and it has this integrity and this cross-origin thing in it. So I'm going to copy this whole thing and go back to my index.html and will copy it here. So now I will be able to make use of it, just to show you that it's there. I will reload here. Oh, it's yellow. I lost my color. Interesting. Okay, I think this comes from the loading order, but let me check whether this Bootstrap is here now or not. Yeah, as you can see here, we loaded our Bootstrap already, but there is this CSS compiler thing, you know. CSS compiles one after another, so what comes last goes last. And I think that, let me double check, body already has a color in Bootstrap. Body has already a color in Bootstrap, and here is my color. So what I needed to do is I needed to change the loading order. I think if I reload now, it should be okay. Yeah, it's okay now, because now from the CSS approach, you know, it's the CSS compiler is getting this thing here, the style sheet, and there's a rule for how to handle body. But after this comes our style sheet, and in our style sheet we said we wanted the background to be yellow, so we needed to change the loading order here. And the thing why I did this is because I want to go into my component of app.js, and here I want to show you how we could use classes in React. You know, class is considered a keyword here, so we cannot use class on JSX element. The solution is to use class name, and there we go for container. What is the Bootstrap class name? Let's save it and see what happens. Yeah, it's a little bit more aligned. It's I think prettier. You know what I could do now to separate these things more is I could go to my style CSS, use the class name container, and tell it to be the background white, you know, on the CSS, and I want to make a border left 1 pixel, solid red, for example, and a border right. I know we can shorthand this for border, but it's sometimes for readability I think it's better to encapsulate this. So if we go back here, yeah, we can see now that we are in this container, and let me do one little last thing on the container. You know, this is on every container. It's not the best way. I think I will change the class name pretty much soon, but I want to give it a min height of 100, view height. I think I misspelled something. Min height 100v each, what means that the container will be 100% of our view height, so it will be calculated. And let me adapt this thing a little bit by let's add another class like app container, you know, because this is a Bootstrap class and we don't want to mess up our Bootstrap classes, so we add another class here, the app container class, and then we go to style CSS and we rename this to app container. So let's see if I reload now. Yeah, pretty much, pretty nice. Here you can see the problem with the view height. The browser is re-rendering it on. So we have a nice little startup now. In the next session, I will cover the topics of React State. We will not use Redux there. We will do some theory crafting about the state. And I will show you the capability of React. Okay, I'm looking forward to meet you. See you soon.